They say if you tie a dog against a pole or a tree or anything, you tie a dog to that thing for a long time, being tied becomes a normal life to that dog. That dog will understand life as being tied. And if after some time, after a long enough time, then you untie the dog will not stray from the pole or a tree or whatever you tied against. Because even though that dog will be physically untied, it will still be tied in its mind. Then that bond, after a long enough time, the physical bondage becomes a mental bondage. So much that even though you tie that dog to a pole in a sunny place, even when you untie it, it will never go to the shade. It will remain there because in its mind it will still be in bondage. The same is said about a child who is born in prison. There are women who are arrested while being pregnant, and when the child they give birth in prison, and if the child grows up in prison life becomes a normal life to the child, and the outside world becomes a scary place. It will be like if you take a human child and throw him in a sea, the child will not be able to survive. It will be a very dangerous place. So that prison life becomes a normal life because that is the only life that the child knows. He never understands any life. He knows the life behind bars, that people must be locked up, people must be controlled. People don't have freedom. People have to do things that are told at the time that they're being told. And if he's staying with women, because normally he'll be staying with his mother, he understands the life only of prison guards and the women only, which is why they say some people develop some kind of tendencies which they will not have developed if they were in a normal society. That child becomes so scared of the outside world that when the time comes, maybe when the mother is being released from prison, the outside world becomes a very scary place. It becomes a place which he cannot survive. So much that if he's old enough to understand things, he can even commit a crime deliberately so that he can be locked back into prison because the outside world is not a life for him. The only life that he knows is the prison life. So this is things that come to my mind when I become frustrated because sometimes the lack of action from the people, the lack of any reaction, your apathy, it frustrates me. I don't understand. How can you show a person that no, you mustn't walk this way because there's a hole, you're gonna fall into a hole, you're gonna fall into a pit, but the person insists, the person even fights, they resist, they want to go there. So it is only when you have to realize and understand the fact that this person is blind, that it's not because he's undermining me, it's not because he doesn't care, it's simply because he cannot see the hole. So that is what the story of the child who is born in prison, the story of the dog that is in bondage. It makes me understand because not only our generations have been slaves, not only our generation have been employees, even our parents' generation were employed. Even our grandparents' generations, you can go back to even 10 generations that have been slaves. It has been too long. It has become a normal life for us. We've been born in prison. Now we are scared of freedom. We've been born earning less than the managers. We've been born to earn less than employers. We've been born to work for other people. We've been born to serve other people. We've been born to be treated like animals and to behave like animals. So much that it has become embedded in our brains. It has become our life. That is the only life we know. We don't know if the freedom scares us. That's why we think that if people can earn equally, the sun will not rise from the east and set at the west. Perhaps the sun will rise from the west and set at the east. Perhaps the sun will get stuck in the middle of the day. We think that is something that is impossible. Some people even believe that if the manager has been paid like equal to the cleaner, then all the clocks in the world will just stop, as if the manager eats gold and diamond, as if the manager don't eat the same bread that has been eaten by the cleaner, as if the manager doesn't wear the same clothes that are being worn by cleaners. Therefore, it is important for us to understand that this is not a normal life. Prison is not a normal life. Being tied is not a normal life. We have to accept freedom, because freedom is the normal life. When the way we are living now, we are not different from people who have been trained to walk on their hands, and we've become so good in working on our hands. We've been becoming so good of enduring the pain. We've been so good in enduring the trauma that we are being subjected to. Even when workers have been killed at Marikana, we don't feel anything. We were used to this trauma. When people's hands are being cut, we don't care. When people's feet are being cut, when they're being maimed for refusing to work, for refusing to be victims, we don't feel a thing, because we've been used to it. So if people have been trained to work on their hands, and they've been working for hands all their lives, if their parents were working on their hands, if their grandparents were working on their hands, it becomes a normal life. And when we are told that no, the right way is to walk on your feet, you feel scared. You think it's impossible because you've never walked on your feet. But now I'm telling you people that no, it is okay. You have to let go of your traditions. You have to let go. You have to start working on your feet. You have to use your hands to work. If your feet is very difficult to handle a pen or a fork or a spade on your feet. It's very difficult to drive on your feet, but you've mastered it because you are capable. If you're capable to do the impossible, this is going to be very easy. Freedom is very easy. Freedom is like breathing, which even as a newly born child is capable of doing, which a newly born child is able to do. Therefore, for us being grown up people, it will be easy to adjust, and then it will be much easier even for our children to walk on their 2 feet. We have to understand that we don't have to be in prison. We must understand that we don't have to be tied up. Let us all accept freedom. Let us, because freedom is life. Freedom is who we are. We are free. We are born to be free. We are born to rule the world, not to be ruled by the world. Therefore, I'm begging you all, accept freedom. It's time to get out of prison. The sentence is over. You have served your time. We have served our time. Now it's time to get out of prison. We've been untied. It is time to go to the shadow. We should not stay in the sun. We don't have to bear the heat of the sun. It is time, my brothers. It is time, my sisters. It is time, all the people of the world. Let us get out of prison. It is time to be free.